Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm going to teach you a really reliable way of assigning RRS configuration to a stereo center. Now I'm going to be using this molecule as my model. If you'd like to determine the configuration of this molecule on your own, feel free to pause the video now, but otherwise let's get started. So when you are trying to determine RRS, the first thing you need to do is ask yourself, is there a stereo center in the molecule? You can only assign RRS configuration to a stereo center. And if you remember, a stereo center is a carbon with 4 different groups attached to it. So this molecule here has a stereo center, and it's going to be this carbon right here. And why is that? Again, a stereo center is a carbon with 4 different groups, and this carbon is bonded to 4 different groups. It's bonded to an ethyl group, a methyl group, a CH2OH group, and a halogen. 4 different groups. So therefore, this carbon is a stereo center, and we can assign RRS configuration to it. Now the next thing you're going to need to do is assign priorities to the 4 different groups using the Cahn-Ingold-Prelog rules. And based on those rules, we should get the following rankings. Now what you're going to want to do is a group swap. So what I mean by that is you're going to take 2 groups and swap their positions. So for example, I'm going to take group 4 and group 1 and swap their positions as such. Now you may be wondering, did I intentionally mean to choose these 2 groups, or was it arbitrarily chosen? And the answer to that question is, in this specific example, it was intentional. I intentionally swapped group 4 and group 1 because of the following reason. When the lowest priority group is not on the dash, you need to get it onto the dash by swapping it with whatever is currently on the dash. So in this case, group 4, the lowest priority group, was not on the dash. Group 1 was on the dash. So I swapped group 4 with group 1 to get group 4 on the dash. Now if the lowest priority group was already on the dash, then you could swap any of the groups as long as you keep the lowest priority group on the dash. The next thing you're going to want to do is draw a circle following the direction that the numbers are increasing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you notice that when I was drawing the circle, it was going in the counterclockwise direction. Counterclockwise corresponds to S, and clockwise corresponds to R. Since this circle is going in the counterclockwise direction, it's going to correspond to S. Now the last thing you're going to do is what I'm going to call opposite. So in the previous step, we got S. The opposite of S is R, and R will be our final answer. So again, opposite means that if you got S in step 4, then in step 5, the opposite would be R. If you got R in step 4, then in step 5, the opposite would be S. What you get in step 5 will be your final answer and the configuration of the stereo center. So here are some practice questions incorporating everything we've discussed. Feel free to pause the video now to try them on your own, and the answers will appear in about 5 seconds. Great job everybody, keep up the good work.